First, I love the term rainbow capitalist that you used. I thought it was fantastic. I know exactly what that means. Um, but it looks so so effortless, right? The way you talk, it doesn't look like you're intentionally or what's the word to say it? Like you're not trying too hard. Like you feel all of these examples that you have shown us are very natural. And if you're part of that community, you don't feel like they're tapping you on the shoulder to ask for your consumer dollars. Talk to me a little bit about that process. You're not pandering to them. Thank you. And yeah, please.
Well, to be very honest, yes, it's very effortlessly. I think, again, I'm very fortunate because I am born and raised in Los Angeles. And my upbringing is growing up in a very specific neighborhood, marginalized neighborhood, and understanding the challenges to get yourself into a space of a lot of awareness and a lot of education. So I'm thankful for that. So some of this is it's very intuitive. It's almost like speaking to my younger self, but then another part of it is just being a student alive. And a student of life now, I'm going to be very honest with you, is kind of challenging because we're doing social listening, right? And social listening and market research and data research in the past was driven by these very prestigious tools, right? Whether it's Nielsen or any other ways that we would gather our information. And now I find myself, again, because there's topics that I'm learning about even within myself. I've learned about rainbow capitalists a while ago, but then there's just like layers to everything with this younger generation. And so I find myself now kind of feeling like a bit of a stalker in a sense on like social media, because now my market research and my trend forecasting is very, very social listening in the way that I use tools like Sprinkler or enter keywords, or again, because I know kind of like this generation, because the way even the younger generation looks is, I remember myself in high school, but now it's like I'm on social media platforms, I'm on forums, I'm on TED Talks. I am having life discussions with someone that's 10 years younger than I, right? Or 12 years younger than I. And I'm just sitting here as a student alive. And when I started my career in advertisement, never in a million years would I tell you that I'm on social media looking at specific, on the back end, doing this very specific social listening. And there's times where I sit there and I laugh and I'm like, wow, I'm a marketing executive and I'm on the back end of social media, understanding these algorithms, understanding even the vernacular, right? Like even what is the new vernacular? What is that new like word? Is it no longer slay? Is there a new word for slay? Is there a new word for this? It's like, it kind of, there's a humor behind it, but it's also, it's very interesting. But I'm saying all of this because all of this has brought in Foot Locker and Champs and Foot Action here on the West top of mind now. And now with the acquisition of WSS, no one would ever think that WSS was a competitor of ours, but they were, because they were in neighborhoods that we didn't have the market share. And now that we're able to go in there and speak to them in a way, speak to them directly and have them feel comfortable coming into the store where they don't feel intimidated because it looks a little bit fancier than our competitor is a win. And again, it's because of these tactics, these social listening. What are the people saying? What is going on, right? And so It does seem effortlessly, but it could be a kind of funny sometimes.
And it looks like you're very patient in searching for those words, searching for those. I have one more, and then I'll let you go. How do you deal with pushback from either upper management or from within your company that says, are we pushing this a little bit too hard? How do you deal with that?
with a lot of patience and understanding that even though I think I'm the subject matter expert, I also have to understand that not everyone is in a state of awareness or is open to it just yet. And I can't be forceful, right? All I can share is my point of view and the whys and why nots and why it's important for the business to move in that direction. But truthfully, I'm always extremely transparent with the way I communicate to the executives in terms of what I feel is best for the business and best to what is important for our goals and objectives. But then I also have to tell myself, again, you have to hold space and you have to continue driving that awareness within the organization.
Great. Excellent. Okay. If there are no other questions, Lorena, all I have to do now is thank you so much for your time, for your wonderful presentation. It's been very insightful and touching. Thank you so very much.